Federal judge in New York has rejected the Trump administration's request to unseal grand jury materials from the sex trafficking case of Jeffrey Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. Judge Paula Engelmayer notes that much of the material that the Department of Justice actually sought to release, the stuff they wanted to release and get out there, is already public, having been presented during Maxwell's trial back in 2021. The judge wrote that the government's, quote, entire premise that the Maxwell grand jury materials would bring to light meaningful new information about Epstein's and Maxwell's crimes or the government's investigation into them is demonstrably false. Now, for weeks, the president and his allies have struggled to try to move past the interest in and attention on Jeffrey Epstein. After promising to release all of the government's so-called Epstein files, the Justice Department motioned to unseal only this grand jury testimony and exhibits from cases involving Epstein and Maxwell. Another judge overseeing the Epstein case in New York has not yet ruled on the motion.
Tone is a harsh rebuke. I mean, the judge could have written this ruling in a very vanilla way. He could have just said, ordinarily grand jury materials are confidential. Here are the factors I go through. I find none of them apply. Motion denied. Instead, what the judge does is essentially call out DOJ for its artifice. He says there's nothing new about any other wrongdoers. He says there's nothing new about any other men who had sexual contact with girls. Nothing new about the circumstances of Epstein's death. Nothing new about the financial dealings of this organization. So this is a really stinging rebuke to DOJ, and I think it calls out what they're trying to do here. This is about trying to look transparent without actually giving the public anything.